Samanta cakkavalesu attraha gaccantu devata saddhammang munirajassa sunantu sagga mokkadam Dhammasavana kālo ayam badantā Dhammasavana kālo ayam badantā Dhammasavana kālo ayam badantā Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammā sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammā sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammā sambuddhassa Dukkhaṃ dukkha samuppadam dukkhaṃ saca atikkamam Ariyan chattangikam maggam dukkhopasamagaminam Etang ko saranang khemam Etang saranemuttamam Etang saranemāgamma Sambha dukkha pamuñcatu. Okay, dear Dhamma friends, all of you are warmly welcome. Today we are going to explain what Buddha taught, the Buddha's message. You know, when we consider the world religions, you know, what are the main religions in the world? There are several main religions in the world, as I mentioned before. For example, you know, Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam, Judaism. Those are the main religions in the world. Every religion has explained the path to liberation or the path to the happiness. Among them, the main doctrine in Buddhism is how to get rid of suffering, how to achieve the real happiness. That is the main message in Buddhism. When we consider Buddha's message or what the Buddha taught, then we can understand clearly that Buddha has explained the path of liberation, the path of happiness, the path of freedom. Then we mostly think that we have to achieve the liberation of freedom from outside. We mostly think. But our happiness, our liberation, or our freedom that we have to achieve from our mind. If our mind is polluted with defilements or negative ideas such as jealousy, greed, hatred, ill will, big attachment, lust, then we have no freedom. Then we have no happiness. That is why Buddha explained we have to get the real happiness by practicing our mind, training our mind with good ideas, purifying our mind from negative ideas. Here, when we consider Buddha's message, Buddha has explained the three advices. That the first one is not to do evil. And second one is we have to do good. We have to do the good deeds in our life. And also we have to purify our mind. These are the three main advices in Buddhism. What is the first one? First one is not to do evil. Yeah. What are the evils? Evil means that polluted our mind. Those are the things that evil, such as when we kill others, other beings, when we say some false, when we do some negative deeds in our life, then those negative ideas pollute our mind. That is why we have to overcome evil from our life. For the happiness, first of all, we have to not to do evil. Not to do evil. That is the first advice that Buddha has given to us kindly. For the happiness, for the liberation, for the freedom, for success. First of all, we have to try to overcome negative deeds in our life, which pollute our mind. You know, very important thing that we have achieved in our life is our mind. Our mind is very pure and calm. It means we have no suffering. Even though we have a lot of facilities, although we have not well educated, if our mind is pure and calm, we are so happy because of clear mind, because of our good mind. And first thing is not to do evil. The second one is to do good or merit. Practicing merit or practicing good deeds in our life is very important for our happiness. For example, generosity, practicing morality, practicing meditation, helping others. When we do these kind of things, it means that we can be happy. Practicing good deeds means decorating our mind. When we do good deeds in our life, such as generosity, morality or virtue, it means we decorate our mind with good ideas. That is very important. If we have done a lot of good deeds in our life, it means we have to think a lot of things in our life with happiness. That is why we have to do good deeds. Next one, the third one is the purify one's mind. Purify one's mind. We have to purify our mind. We mostly suffer because of polluted mind. If we have greed, jealousy, ill will, anger, then we have no peace of mind. We have no happiness, even though we are very rich or well educated. That is why we have to purify our mind from negative ideas. That is very important. Then these are the advices that Buddha has given to us kindly. This is the message in a nutshell that Buddha has given us. And also, when we consider Buddha's message, Buddha has explained which reasons that disturb our peace of mind. We have to identify, we have to understand what kind of reasons disturb our peace of mind. There are many reasons. All of them can be included into three. You can remember, Mr. Eric? Yes, there are three things. The first one is greed. Greed or desire or big attachment or lust. There are many synonyms in Buddhism. Big attachment, desire, lust, or greed. This is one of the reasons that disturb our peace of mind. If we have lust, if we have big attachment, then again and again we have to find it. We have no peace of mind. This is the first thing. We have to understand what kind of reasons disturb our peace of mind. These are the enemies who steal our peace of mind. If we are clever, if we are intelligent, we have to understand who are the enemies who steal our peace of mind. This is the one of enemies who steals our peace of mind. What is the first one? Greed. In Buddha's language, in Pali it says lobha. Lobha. In Pali, lobha. Mr. Eric, can you read it? Lobha. Lobha means greed or big attachment or lust. The second one that disturbs our peace of mind is ill will. Ill will or anger or hatred. Ill will, anger, hatred. This is the second reason that we suffer, that disturb our peace of mind, that steals our peace of mind. And what is the next one, the third one? The third one is delusion. Delusion or ignorance. Ignorance. Delusion or ignorance. And what is the ignorance? What is the delusion that Buddhism says? This is the very, very important thing. This is the identity of Buddhism when we compare with other religions. If you can understand the meaning of ignorance or delusion, you are the fortunate person in the world. You can be proud of your knowledge. Your intelligence, your wisdom, your proficiency completely depends on how far you are clever to understand ignorance or delusion. What is the delusion that Buddhism says? It is very important. If you are clever, if you have good attention, you are able to understand this message. That understanding of impermanence. What is the impermanence that Buddhism says? When you listening this sound, before you listening to this sound, it was here? No. After you listening to this sound, did it remain? No. When you listening to this sound, before you listening to this sound, it was not here. After you listening to this sound, it doesn't remain. It arises and ceases at the moment with conditions are together. Can you understand?
With what?
With conditions. With my hand, with my ear, with these things. All things are together. For example, when conditions means the table, this pen, my hand, my ears, my mind, my consciousness, all things are together. Those are the conditions. When conditions are together, I have some kind of experience at the moment, instantly. It arises and ceases instantly at the moment. That is the nature of the sound. Not only sound, but when you smell something, when you look at something, when you eat something, when you put somewhere your hand or your body, all of these experiences are same, then what is our attitude? But because of ignorance, we think that when you look at something, for example, before you came here, you may think that I am coming the place that I came previous week. You may think that before I came here, it was here. After I leave here, this institute remains. It is true according to conventional truth, but according to ultimate truth, it is not true. You know, every religion, every philosopher, every educated person explain only conventional truth. They think that before they were born in the world, there was a world. After they will die, the world will be remain. It is true according to conventional truth, but with the attitude of conventional truth, we can never overcome suffering completely. We can reduce suffering, but we can completely eradicate our suffering. If we want to eradicate, if we want to overcome suffering completely, we have to become the second truth, that is ultimate truth. According to ultimate truth, the world, the experience that we get through our senses rises and ceases at the moment. If we have this knowledge, we are intelligent, we are wise. If we have know this experience, if we have know this knowledge, we are ignorant. We are ignorant. This is the nature of the ignorance. If we can understand this, if we think that after our experience, the experience remains, then we have big attachment. When somebody has blamed you, when he comes here, as soon as you look at him, what happens to you?
I get sad or hurt.
Yeah, you are sad or you get angry. What is the reason? Your mind runs to the past with that experience. Your mind thinks that still that incident is happening. That person has blamed you once, but because of ignorance, you are blamed many times. As much as you think about that incident, you are blamed again and again. But that person has blamed you once. Your ignorance, because of your ignorance, you are blamed many times. If you are intelligent, if you have no ignorance, you are blamed once. If you have no ignorance, if you are wise, if you have wisdom, you are blamed only once. If you have ignorance or delusion, unknowing the impermanence, then you are blamed many times. That is why Buddha said, among these three reasons which disturb our peace of mind, this is the worst one. This is the very dangerous one. Greed and evil depends on delusion. If we can overcome delusion or ignorance, we are able to overcome anger and greed. If we know the situation of impermanence, if you know as soon as you look at something, this experience arises at once, then we can be happy seeing this incident. but we have no big attachment. We have no jealousy, we have no greed, we have no lust. For example, when you look at this one, you are like near this place. You experience that I am near the waterfall, I am near a deer. Then you live in this environment. But when we go here, we can find the walls. For example, when there is a very beautiful person, when you are going to catch that person, you have to find the earth or this material thing, not beauty. This is the nature of our experience. And also that experience also instant. It arises and ceases instantly. And after experience, nothing remains. Like this sound. Then this is the nature of wisdom. These are the reasons which disturb our peace of mind, and this is the very special thing. This is the dangerous one. Greed and ill will arise because of ignorance. As much as you have reduced ignorance, it means you have reduced greed and ill will.
How do we get rid of delusion and ignorance?
Yes, I will explain it. At the very beginning, first of all, when we are going to grade, the primary thing that we practicing generosity, offer something to others. Then we can overcome 15% or some grade in the first level. When we are going to overcome ill will, we practice loving kindness. May all beings be well and happy. And this, both in primary level, we practice generosity and practicing loving kindness meditation, and also we think about our previous life. Although some persons disturb us in this life, in previous lives, most of them have helped us a lot. Although now they are our enemies, in previous lives, as our parents, as our friends, our brothers, our sisters, they have helped a lot. When we think about this attitude, then we can overcome some kind of ill wills in our life. And how do we overcome delusion? That is very important. Your question is very important. At the very beginning, we have to understand how do we overcome delusion. The first thing is knowledge. Knowledge is very important. In a previous weeks, I have explained you what is the nature of knowledge, and getting rid of delusion or ignorance depends on right understanding or right view. Here in this handout I have explained it. Now I am going to explain it, right understanding. In Buddha's language, in Pali, it says Samma Ditti. Right understanding. Right understanding. Samma Ditti. How do you say, Mr. David? Mr. Eric?
Samma Ditti.
Yeah, Samma Ditti. Samma Ditti means right view, right vision. For example, when there is no light here, you can see nothing. Then I put on the switch, you can see everywhere. right understanding like that. The right understanding also can be divided into two. First one is the understanding of karmic law. Understanding of karmic law. What is the karmic law? Karmic law means if we do something with wicked mind, we will have the bad results because of polluted mind. When we do some good deeds with pure mind, we will have the good results because of pure mind. This is the first step of Sammaditthi. It says in Buddhism, the knowledge of karmic law. The knowledge of karmic law. The confidence of karmic law. Karmic means action. Every action has a reaction. That is the nature of the karmic law, the very first level. The second level, understanding of impermanence. Here, understanding of karmic law. Here, understanding of karmic law, understanding of impermanence. When we are going to overcome delusion or ignorance, first of all, we have to develop our right view or right understanding. Right understanding can be divided into two. First one is karmic law, understanding of karmic law. Second one, understanding of impermanence. What is the impermanence? That I explained before you, that we experience about the world through our senses with the conditions at the moment, in the present moment. We have only present moment. Although we think our past and future, we have only this present moment. Because our past went past. Our future doesn't come yet. We have only this present moment. If we can succeed this present moment, seeing impermanence, we can succeed our entire life. We have only second. In this present moment, if we can succeed, if we are successful in this present moment, our entire life is successful. Don't worry that I have 100 years or 50 years. Don't worry. We have only this moment. How do we succeed this present moment? If somebody wants to succeed this moment, we have to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness. If we have no mindfulness, our mind goes to the past and future. We lose our present experience. We have no happiness if we have no mindfulness. What is the reason? We live in the past or future. Therefore, Buddhism never says that you have to forget your past or future. We don't forget our past and future. When we think about our past or future, if we have mindfulness, then we know very well, now I remember my past. Now I think my future. Because of mindfulness. Then in this knowledge, that is very important, we practice mindfulness. Mindfulness. Buddhism says it as sati. And mindfulness means in Buddhism, sati. How do we say it, Mr. Eric? Sati. Sati means mindfulness, awareness, or attention. When we sit here, we know very well, I am sitting here. When you are listening to my voice, you have consciousness, you have attention, now I am listening to this message. Then every moment, if we can increase our attention or awareness, it means we live in the present moment. All Buddhist doctrines focus on living in the present moment. Little by little, we try to live in the present moment with mindfulness. Our happiness or success completely depends on how much we have developed our mindfulness. Our mind is the good friend. Even though we have a mind, we have no real friend. We have to add mindfulness to our mind. Then our mind is best friend. If our mind has no mindfulness, then our mind is like an enemy or robber who disturb our peace of mind. If we can add mindfulness to our mind, then we are strong. Nobody can disturb our peace of mind. We have water, safety clothes, safety suit or jacket because of mindfulness. Then here, your question, still I am explaining your question. Be aware that if we want to get rid of ignorance or delusion, we have to develop our right understanding or Samma Ditti or right understanding or correct view is divided into two. First one is understanding of karmic law. Second one is understanding of impermanence. Impermanence means that this experience arises and ceases this moment. It doesn't come to the present from the past. It doesn't go to future from the present. Then, if we have this knowledge, then we are going to develop our mindfulness. When we are going to mindfulness, we have to practice both meditation techniques. Those are Samatha and Vipassana. Samatha means tranquility meditation. We practice our mind keeping particular object with for a long time. Such as now you practice breathing meditation, you put your attention near the nose and we train our mind to keep in a particular object. Samatha or tranquility meditation or concentration meditation is very important at the very beginning in meditation techniques. Here, if you want to get rid of delusion or ignorance, we have to practice meditation. By practicing meditation, we practice both techniques. First one is tranquility meditation. Tranquility meditation or samatha. Mr. Eric, you know very well, samatha meditation, tranquility or concentrated meditation. It means that we don't give a chance to our mind to go here and there. We train our mind. We catch something, our activities, our mind, our feelings. We put our awareness about our body or mind. That is the first step of practicing wisdom. The second one is the insight meditation. Insight meditation means Vipassana meditation in Buddha's language, in Pali. Vipassana Bhavana. Here, Samatha Bhavana. Samatha Bhavana means tranquility meditation or concentration meditation. Bhavana means meditation. In Buddha's language, in Pali, it says Bhavana means meditation. Samatha Bhavana means tranquility meditation. Vipassana meditation means insight meditation. Insight means we develop our intelligence, our wisdom, seeing impermanence. This is the way. Then we train our mind again and again, putting our mind in a particular object. We don't give a chance to our mind to go here and there. The nature of our mind is going here and there. Don't worry. But we try to put our attention with a particular object, such as breathing meditation, loving kind meditation. There are several techniques that we can use in meditation. And samatha or tranquility meditation is the very first level in meditation. Then try to practice it at least 5 minutes per day. It is enough. 5 minutes per day. And put your attention near the nose. When you breathe in, you know very well, now I breathe in. When you breathe out, you know very well, now I breathe out. Try to practice it. It is enough. 1 minute. Once. Then you can develop it little by little. That is a good advice that we can practice in our day-to-day life. Then our success depends on how long we can keep our awareness continuously. Some people think that when they are rich, when they are well educated, they are successful. But Buddhism never says that. Although we are very rich, although we are well educated, although we are very famous, if we can't keep our mind particular object, we are weak, we are poor. Our wealth depends on how long we are clever to keep our mind with the same idea, same object. Then try to train your mind. Our success depends on our hand. Then we can do it, samatha meditation. And vipassana meditation means with concentrated mind, with tranquil mind, we imagine, we reflect on impermanence, ceasing and arising. Then with concentrated mind, when we think about impermanence, then this, although every experience is impermanent, our knowledge, our experience goes to permanent. That is very important. Little by little, we train our mind with concentration meditation and tranquility meditation. Then, little by little, we are growing up with this experience. As soon as we hear something, as soon as we see something, as soon as we smell something, then we are clever to understand this experience arises this moment. Then, if we have this knowledge, it means we have overcome ignorance. We have overcome delusion. Then we have nothing to catch something as greed, as big attachment. If we know this experience is impermanent, we have nothing to catch. For example, if you know very well this sound arises and ceases this moment, then do you come to catch this sound? Never. When you go to the mirror, you can see your figure in the mirror. Then before you went to the mirror, it was there? No. After you go away, the figure remains there? No. You know very well, as soon as you go to the mirror, you can see your same picture. You never go to catch it. You never go to hate it. You have no greed. You have no jealousy. You have no lust. You have no anger. What is the reason? What is the reason? When you look at your figure in the mirror, you have no lust. You have no anger. You have no big attachment. You have no jealousy. What is the reason? You never go to catch the picture in the mirror. What is the reason? You know very well this is only a figure. This figure arises because of these conditions, because of light, because of my figure, because of mirror, because of my eye, because of my mind, because of my consciousness, because of my mental formation. When those reasons are together, I can see a picture. I can see a figure in the mirror. But when I am going to catch it, I can catch only a mirror. I can never catch my picture in the mirror. Then, as much as we have this intelligence, this wisdom, as much as we have overcome ignorance, we have nothing to greed. We have nothing to get something as big attachment. We have nothing to hate, because we have overcome ignorance or delusion. Have any question? I think you are.
Thank you. How do we overcome fear?
Yeah, fear. Where figure arises? Where does figure arise? Outside or inside?
What do you mean?
When we are afraid of something, we mostly think that fear comes from outside. But nobody can give us fear. Fear arises in our mind. Then if we have real awareness or mindfulness, fear arises from our eyes or from our fear comes through our eyes or through our ears or through our nose. These are the senses fear comes. Then when we look at something, when we hear something, when we think something, we think it is certain, then fear comes here. If we can understand, this experience arises with these conditions at the moment, it is impermanent. Then we know very well, it doesn't remain for a long time. When we think something, that fear arises. Then when we think another thing, you have no fear. When you are afraid of something, then another your good friend comes to you, then you have no fear. You are happy. Then if we think that now I have fear again and again when you think, then you are with fear. But if we can understand this fear as impermanent, and also if we can understand how this fear arises, although we have fear, it arises with our mind, through our senses. When we look at something, when we hear something, when we smell something, when we keep something, these are the reasons. These are the facts that helps to our fear. If we have full awareness, if we have full mindfulness, if we have good attention, then we can overcome fear. And also, we try to develop loving kindness. Fear mostly arises because of enemies. Then, if we practice loving kindness again and again, although they disturb us, but we have no anger with them, we have no ill will with them. We can control all of them, but we can control our mind. We can train our mind with loving kindness. Although they hate us, now we don't hate us. We practice loving kindness for them. We are kind. We are friendly with them. Our mind is pure and calm. Our mind is kind. Our mind is helpful. Our mind is generous. Then our mind has no enemies. If my mind has no enemies, it means I have no fear. They can hate you, they can hit you, they can disturb you. It is their job. They pollute their mind, but they can pollute our mind. If we have mindfulness, it is like a barrier, it's like a safety that we overcome fear. There are many techniques that I have explained, only several things that again and again when we discuss, in future we can discuss some kind of advice that Buddha has given. Okay, we are discussing about right understanding, or how do we overcome ignorance. As I mentioned before, there are three reasons. There are three major roots that disturb our peace of mind. The first one is greed, lust, big attachment. These are the first reason. The second one is ill will, anger or hatred. The third one, delusion or ignorance. What is the nature of the big attachment or greed? We are always going to catch something. It doesn't sound that we don't earn money, we don't get our education. We do it. We earn money. But we earn money without greed. Without greed. Then everybody wants their fundamental facilities, needs, food, shelter, clothes, medicine. Those are the fundamental needs that we want. But if we have this understanding, we earn money without greed. We earn money only for our facilities, only for our needs, without greed. Even arahant, even enlightened person, they also go for begging foods. They also prepare some clothes for them. They also prepare some shelters, even though they have eradicated all defilements in their mind. Those are the things which are the primary elements, that primary needs that everybody needs. It doesn't sound that we are greedy. And anger is one of the main reasons that disturb our peace of mind. When we think somebody, if we are angry with that person, then we have no peace of mind. That is why again and again we have to practice loving kindness. On the path of liberation, on the path of happiness, Buddha has explained at the very beginning, we have to practice loving kindness again and again. And it is a very good meditation technique that we can use in our day-to-day life. Not only sit in meditation, with the energy, with the strength of sit-in meditation practice, when we walk, when we stand in, when we sit, when we lie down, any posture, we can practice loving kindness. May all beings be well, happy and peaceful. Again and again. We generate our good ideas, loving kindness to others. Then, although they are angry with us, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because we are strong with loving kindness. Their anger can disturb our peace of mind. We have a very strong safety that cannot be disturbed our peace of mind. Then, according to Buddha's message, as the result of practicing loving kindness, as soon as we look at a person, we have an attitude that that person is my only son or daughter. Then if we have this attitude, we have no problems. Always we are friendly with them. Always we are ready to help them. Always we are ready to lift them when they have difficulties. We never disturb others, although they have mistakes. If somebody has mistakes, when his or her mother sees that person, that mother never get angry, because her is that person's mother. Although we have a lot of mistakes, our parents never angry with us. They always want to overcome our difficulties because they are our parents. We also like that. When we practice loving kindness, we are also like parents. We look at every person like our children. Then we have no problems. We have overcome half of problems, 50% problems if we practice loving kindness always, for the peace of mind. And anger is one of the reasons which disturbs our peace of mind. And also especially when we see the impermanence, overcoming ignorance. If we have real understanding about the impermanence, then that is the highest way that we eradicate, that we reduce, that we decrease anger and greed. Then if we are intelligent to see the impermanence, every experience as impermanent, then we have no jealousy, we have no lust, we have no anger. Again and again, we have to practice samatha and vipassana. We have to practice tranquility meditation and insight meditation when we are going to overcome ignorance or delusion. Here, in this handout, I have explained you there are 8 steps according to Buddha's message. There is a very special doctrine in Buddhism, that eightfold path. That is the very, very important message in Buddhism. Eightfold path means, if a person would like to become enlightenment, if a person would like to become the real happiness, with the right understanding, we have to practice 8 steps. Sammaditthi, right view or right understanding. Sammara sankappa, the second one, right ideas or thoughts. The next one, right speech. Samma vacha, right speech. As soon as we have right understanding, we try to control our speech, discipline of our speech. The next one, fourth one is right action, samma kammanta. When we do something actively, we control our behavior as much as we have this knowledge, right understanding. We don't steal, we don't kill others, we don't have sexual misconduct because of right understanding. We know very well, if we have bad actions, wrong actions, that disturb our peace of mind. We don't like the enemies who disturb our peace of mind. Always we wish our success. Always we wish our happiness. Our happiness, our success, our freedom completely depends on how much our behavior, our words are correct. That is why our all actions are going to the correct way. Right understanding, right speech, right action, and right livelihood. When we are going to earn something, we do it in righteous ways. Although we want money, we never practice bad ways. because you know very well, with the right understanding, right livelihood helps us to live with happiness. Then when we are going to earn something, we do some jobs in the righteous way. Sometimes in bad ways we can earn more money, but we don't go to that side, because you know very well our happiness depends on right livelihood. And also after that, right effort, samma vayama. Always we try to, number 4, page number 4, and right effort means that always we try to overcome unwholesome deeds or evil, and also we try to develop good deeds in our life. This is the effort, courage. And also right mindfulness. Then mindfulness, Buddha explained very clearly that right mindfulness is the only way that we get rid of suffering. Right mindfulness is the only way how we achieve enlightenment. Mindfulness is the only way how do we overcome suffering. Mindfulness is the only way that we achieve wisdom. Mindfulness is the only way how we achieve the real happiness. Then, if we have mindfulness in our mind, it means we are living a best friend. If we lost mindfulness, it means our mind is useless. Our mind is helpless. Our mind is with enemies when we have no mindfulness. Because you know, outside persons can disturb our peace of mind when we have no mindfulness. Then that is why always we try to live with mindfulness. Mindfulness is the safety. Buddha explained, if you have mindfulness, it is the real safety for your life. You have security. If you have mindfulness, the reason is you have like a watcher. Near the gate, you know, there are some big houses with a big gate with a watcher. Then he protects the house and persons inside. Mindfulness is like that. We have to keep watchers near our senses, near our eyes, ears, nose. These are the places that put watchers to protect our peace of mind. It means we develop our mindfulness. When we are going to mindfulness, here we practice samatha meditation or tranquility meditation. With a concentrated mind, we reflect on impermanence, ceasing and arising about our all experience. Every moment, everything changes. We can't control them. That is the nature of the life. We can't control outside, but we can control our mind, seeing this the reality. If we can see this reality, we can overcome fear, we can overcome lust, we can overcome jealousy, we can overcome ill will, every defilement which disturb our peace of mind, we can overcome them. That is why Buddha said, our success depends on how much we have practiced mindfulness. Not only sit in meditation, when you do something, when you walk, when you walk, when you work, when we associate with your friend, do it consciously, with mindfulness. When you say something, when we see something, try to do it with mindfulness, with awareness. Then we have no mistakes. Day by day we go forward with our spiritual energy. Then we develop our spirit when we practice mindfulness. Everybody has a very, very strong spirit by born, by birth. Don't worry. Even though you have a lot of mistakes, don't worry. By birth, we have brought a very strong spirit. We can develop it anytime. In Buddha's period, there were some persons who had a lot of mistakes in their life. There were some persons who had killed more than 100 people. But as soon as they met the Lord Buddha under the advice of the Buddha, they practiced this message, they could overcome suffering. They could overcome their mistakes. That's the way that we have to practice. If we have good knowledge, and if we have enough courage or effort, and also especially if we have mindfulness, this is the way that we can overcome suffering. Therefore, we are very lucky. If somebody can listen to this message, it means we are so lucky, we are fortunate. Don't worry, even though we have a lot of mistakes. Anytime we can correct our own mistakes instantly. Because by birth we have gained a lot of energies. Human beings are very few in the world. When we compare other beings in the world, animals in the sea, ocean, trillions of animals, fish in the ocean. And there are many animals in the world, but human beings are very few. Only 7 billion. Birth as a human being is a very rare chance. We are so lucky. We have generated a lot of positive energies in our previous lives. That is why we are here. There are some people in the world, although they are very human beings, they have no intelligence. They are mad by born. They can't understand anything. They are only human beings. They have only body. But we are so lucky. We have not only human body, but we have intelligence. We can understand when somebody says something. That means we are fortunate. We are lucky. We are clever. We have generated positive thoughts in our previous lives. That is why we are here. Any time, as much as we have this knowledge, as much as you have courage, as much as you have good friends who explain this message, it means that then we can generate our positive thoughts in our life, and also we can overcome greed, we can overcome ill will, we can overcome fear, we can overcome delusion, we are able to overcome ignorance in our life. Then little by little, we have to develop our knowledge, listening to this message. Listening this message, we develop our knowledge, and also we try to overcome ill will. We try to do wholesome deeds which are merit, which decorate our mind, and also by practicing meditation, we develop mindfulness and wisdom. This is the path that Buddha explained us very kindly. Try to practice meditation for a day at least 5 minutes. It is enough at the very beginning. And also try to overcome some bad habits in your life, little by little, not at once. Because we are very powerful as human beings. We can overcome some negative ideas, negative behavior in our life. We can do. Don't worry. This is a good chance to overcome all negative ideas, negative deeds in our life. Okay, have you any question you can ask? Okay, Mr. Eric?
If I may, real quick.
Yes.
Sometimes I get a little confused. So in developing mindfulness, we label things, right? For example, I'm speaking now to you. My eyes are looking at you. I'm moving my hands. Everything is part of mindfulness, right? I'm supposed to be focused on the actual action maybe the mind thought process of doing it. In doing so, does that also take me out of mindfulness because I'm labeling and I'm not actually in the moment?
You know, mindfulness that Buddhism says is very important. You know, in this society, in the current society, there are a lot of places where the people explain mindfulness. They explain only awareness, only attention. But Buddhism explains not only attention, not only awareness. The very beginning, we practice awareness. When we do something, when we speak something, we do it with consciousness, with awareness. And little by little, when we practice mindfulness, we practice not only mindfulness. With mindful mind, we think about impermanence. For example, at the very beginning, when I talk something, when we look at you, I do it very consciously. Then I can overcome some kind of defilement that comes to my mind because of mindfulness. But later, as soon as I look at you, I know very well this experience arises this moment.
As you're in it. As you're speaking to me,
Yes. That is the second step. You know, mostly the people who explain mindfulness in the world, who doesn't know Buddha's real message, they focus on mindfulness. Although you do everything mindfulness, at that moment, you have no problem. But when you go away from mindfulness, you face some problems. But in this message, we practice not only mindfulness, you know, in fourfold mindfulness. I think you have Satipatthana, you have heard Satipatthana. Satipatthana means the contemplation of forms, contemplation of feelings, contemplation of consciousness, contemplation of mental formations. First, we focus about our feelings, forms, mental formations, consciousness. It means the mindfulness. Then, after that, Buddha says, Samudaya Dhammanupassaya viharati, Vaya Dhammanupassaya viharati. It means when the conditions arise, you know very well, now conditions are together arises. Vaya Dhammanupassaya viharati, when conditions go away, now suddenly the experience ceases. Then we have to add this knowledge to mindfulness. This is the highest knowledge. Then we have to practice both ways. Very beginning, we do everything consciously. Not only doing something consciously, but with conscious mind, we think about impermanence. We reflect impermanence. Then, little by little, our defilements, cravings, go away. That is the Buddha's message. Then, every moment, we are growing up with the knowledge, we are growing up with our spirit. And always. On the other hand, day by day, we eradicate our defilements in our mind. Our lust, our greed, our ill will, our ignorance. Both of them are very important. Not only keeping our mind with mindfulness. It is very important at the very beginning. But with mindfulness, we have to reflect on impermanence. That is the second step.
So it's not just on a cushion. You know, when we sit in meditation, it's not like Vipassana Bhavana, right? It's not just on the cushion Vipassana. It's also walking around Vipassana.
Actually, we practice here only samatha meditation, tranquility meditation. When we are going to keep our mind particular object for a long time, it is also mindfulness, but it is only tranquility meditation. But tranquility meditation not only way, it is one of the ways. You know, we try to practice mindfulness or samatha meditation, you know, the nature of our mind is going here and there. When our mind goes here and there, we are unable to see the world reality. It is difficult to see the world reality when our mind goes here and there. With practicing samatha meditation, we train our mind to put a very particular object. Then our mind is very calm and quiet, then we can see the impermanence. When we see a well, water well or water tank, then there are some lust or there are some dust, something, we can see the bottom of the water. When the water is clear or clean, then we can see the bottom of the water. Our mind also like that. When our mind goes here and there, if we have no mindfulness, it is difficult to see the world reality that is impermanent. That is why by practicing samatha meditation, there are 40 techniques. All meditation techniques, all 40 meditation techniques in Buddhism at the very beginning, it describes as samatha meditation. We try to put our mind particular object for a long time without doing a chance to go here and there. Then when we control our mind that keep in particular object, then our mind is like calm water, quiet water. Then with the knowledge, that is, at that moment we should have clear knowledge about the path. That is why we have to listen to this message again and again. That is very important. Buddha explained very clearly, when we practice this message at the very beginning, we may have clear knowledge what we are going to practice, where we are going to, what are the results when we practice this message. What signs that we pass when we practice this message. Then little by little try to develop the period that we practice tranquility meditation. Then day by day try to increase the period that we practice samatha meditation. Then not only sit in meditation, when you drive, when you work, when you talk with somebody, every moment we can practice any kind of meditation technique. Such not only Bhiditi meditation, but especially it's a very common technique that we can use every moment, the loving kindness meditation. Then it found that we are trying to control our mind, especially keeping the mindful sign. Especially I have mentioned you before, when we practice some kind of meditation technique, we put our attention near the nose. Not only by practicing Bhiditi meditation, any kind of meditation technique that we use, we should try to put our attention near the nose. When you are listening to something, when we eat something, when we go somewhere, any time, if we try to keep our attention near the nose, it means we are living with mindfulness. We are training our mind for mindfulness. Because we know very well when we do something, we do it with mindfulness. Then our actions are going to be very smooth.
Can we still pay attention if someone's talking, but if I'm focusing on this?
Yes.
I can still pay attention when you're talking to me and like...
Yeah, actually we can do. When we practice little by little, we can. When we talk something, it is difficult to put our attention near the nose, but when we do any other things, we can practice it.
It's like riding a bike or something.
Yes, very smoothly we do it. Then our all activities are very smooth. Little by little, when we do like this, then we have no real mindfulness. Little by little, when we go forward with mindfulness, our behavior is going to be very smooth, very pleasant and calm. It means, if our behavior is very complex, it means our mind is not calm. Then our mind is going to calm. It means our activities, our words also are very calm. Then our happiness, our success Our freedom, our liberation depends on how much we have smoothed our mind, how far we have developed our mindfulness. Little by little, when we do something, if we can do it with mindfulness, it means we have no mistakes. We have good memory. And also, we are happy in the present moment. We are enjoying with the present moment. Now, we have no we have no advantages to live in the present moment, because always we think in the future, about future or past. Then, by practicing mindfulness, we train to live in the present moment. Then it doesn't sound that we don't remember our past or future. We can remember any time. But when we think something about our past or future, we know very well, now I think about past or future. When we have no mindfulness, when we think something about past, we have lost the present moment. When we think something about our past experience, we can remember it very clearly, without desire, without big attachment, without anger. When we think somebody who has blamed you, then if you have no idea, now I read my mind about the past moment, then we are blamed again. But if we have mindfulness, we can remember it without blaming. Then we are not blamed because of mindfulness.
One last thing.
Yes.
If we're sitting samatha bhavana and we're very, very relaxed and we're concentrating on the breath, we have a beautiful breath, right? Mm-hmm. It's very calming. And maybe we enter nimitta or something.
Yeah, sati nimitta.
Yeah, or maybe jhana or something.
Uh-huh.
This is bad.
It is not bad. Those are the benefits that we achieve on this path. Okay. Actually, if we have jhanas, it means that kind of our success in our spiritual path. Then, now we are living with these five senses. Always we want some form, some sound, some smells, some foods or some feelings. When we are with jhanas, it means we are living with our mind. We don't need some experience through our five senses. Now we are very desire to get some experience through our five senses. When we go to the jhana level, we are living with our mind, spiritual faculties. That is the special thing. People mostly search happiness from outside. When we are going to the position of jhanas, we are not dependent on outside. We depend on our mind. We depend on our intellectual success. We are dependent on our spiritual success. It means we are rich in happiness. Then, not only jhanas we should have with that concentrated mind, we have to see the impermanence. That is the highest result that we have achieved in this period, which the Buddha has appeared in this period. There are some periods in the world there are no Buddhas. They have developed their mind. They have developed jhanas, but they had no idea about impermanence. Jhana also is impermanent. Yeah, sometimes we lose everything. Then that is why we have to be permanent with this knowledge. Jhana is a beneficial for our life. It's a good benefit, but it is not the destination. It is not a destination. Buddha's destination, that Buddha has explained the destination which we eradicate our defilements completely, especially delusion. Our intelligence, our wisdom depends on how far we are clever to see something. As soon as we hear something, as soon as we look at something, if we are clever to understand this experience arises this moment, without delay, that is our real success. There are some persons who can live with the same idea for a long time, 1 day, 2 days, sometimes 7 days. It is some kind of success, but it is not the real proficiency. The real proficiency, skillfulness that Buddhism says, how much we are clever to see something, seeing the impermanence in the present moment. That is the real success that we should achieve in this life. That is the sign how much we are wise, we are intelligent. Both of them are very important. Samatha also very important. Vipassana is more important. Okay, thank you so much for your participation. I appreciate you. I wish you all the best. Now, in this moment, we accumulated a lot of merit by listening to this message, by practicing meditation, and as usual, we transfer these merits to our beloved departed relatives. That is our custom. That is our tradition. Now the time that we are going to transfer these all merits to our beloved departed relatives. Now you can think about your departed relatives who passed away. And now we are going to transfer these merits to them by reciting Pali stanza. Idam me ñātenam hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idam me ñātenam hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idam me ñātenam hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. By the power of all these merits, may divine persons, guardian deities and angels also receive these merits. By receiving these merits, may they keep their eye on you too. May they protect you. May they also attain final bliss of liberation. With that intention, let's transfer these merits to divine persons too. Ettavata ca amhehi sambhatang punya sampadam Sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiyam. Ettavata ca amhehi sambhatang punya sampadam Sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiyam. Ettavata ca amhehi sambhadang punya sampadam Sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiyam. By the power of all these merits, may you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no problems come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May you succeed everywhere, every moment. May all of us be attain final bliss of liberation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you for your coming.